from those areas and were no longer on the farm, as it were?
One thing that we could also look into is obviously we need the funding, and it would also be nice to actually see what Ivory Coast is doing with their cocoa production, see how they're tackling the pesticides, the issues that they have, and the use of fertilizer is one important aspect of cocoa plantation. So the main important aspect of it is the funding, and once we get the funding, every other thing is easier to you learn from people that have done it. Ivory Coast wasn't even close to one of the largest producers a long time ago, and now all of a sudden they're having supply issues. So you can understand where I'm coming from.
When cocoa is mentioned globally, Nigeria don't seem to be among the top conversation.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. That's really the days of cocoa boards and cocoa commodity boards, as you call it in those days. And you have cocoa millionaires, folks who make money, build houses, marry number of wives. I'm not saying they should. I don't know. That's a personal decision. But they just keep on getting chieftaincy titles, all because there was cocoa money and sending children and other and whatever children for foreign education in UK and elsewhere in the world. And Cocoa House was built in Ibadan. That edifice, one of the first skyscrapers in Nigeria back then, on cocoa money from the southwest. And quite a very interesting story and heartbreaking one we are talking about this morning. But do you see any of what we produce locally from the cocoa feeding into local domestic prices here?
Well, not really. With domestic prices, they're facing other issues, with the Ramadan, the fasting aspects of it. That has fed into the demand aspect of commodity prices in general, domestic commodity prices. Regarding the impact of, we haven't really seen any changes on the actual products that we use cocoa for.
But do you think folks like Nestle, Cadbury?
Yeah, so Nestle, Cadbury, I know Cadbury a few years back, they brought on this initiative to actually use local produced cocoa. So this wasn't part of their plans before. Nestle introduced that in their financial statement, the last published financial statement, that they're looking to, use more of the natural produced. And it's sad because they've existed in this country for such a long time, and it takes them this long to decide to use cocoa produced from the country where they exist in.
I can smell what's happening. FX. You and I know that.
Well,
it's FX.
Yeah.
It's FX. Once currency hits you,
so they're now looking inwards.
And you just turn your spy glasses. Maybe that's one of the reasons I should get back to that cocoa farm, to the local farm. Because if Nestle, the big boy, is looking at local cocoa sourcing as raw material for some of their beverage, maybe I have something sitting down somewhere some kilometers away from here.
I think, well, with what I was reading about with Nestle, they're trying to partner with farmers as well to, help them with their plantations, so if they do partner with them, it's easier for, so it's kind of like a, an inward integration.
Inward integration. I'm just maybe time to just add a cocoa farmer to my complimentary card, / business journalist / cocoa farmer, and maybe I should just spend more time. Next holiday, maybe I'm going to go. I'm not too sure how many days I will survive on a farm with the way it is. But if you look at the agro-allied products prices, and you were talking about the Ramadan period and what is going on right now, do you see prices of these beverages, products tied to agro-allied industry moving anytime soon as we're through with the Eid al-Fitr Muslim fasting period?
Well, so far these products are not, they're exchange rate sensitive, but they haven't revealed, it's like it's taking time for them to actually adjust with the exchange rates. Other issues that, we've seen is that, these manufacturers are actually taking time to adjust their prices. So, with the cost that they've faced or incurred over the past few months, they're still trying to weed off and make more profits to cover up those, costs. And we do expect that in the next few months, we should actually see prices taper down, especially after the Ramadan season. I think we only have 2 weeks left for the Ramadan to go, and and also one important commodity that has just we've just heard about is tomato prices. It has increased to about 18,000 naira per bag, and that's just because we we get tomato from the north, and most of them are fasting, so a lot of them have cut back their travel and all that.
A very interesting conversation this morning you've brought to us here, and we really appreciate that. Maybe next week we'll need to get a different angle to the entire conversation again. Yeah. Maybe let's talk about palm oil a little bit. Maybe a bit of that. Okay, do have a great day. Thanks for coming through. Bolanle Olutose, one of the research analysts at Financial Derivatives Company. It's called FTC. Okay, let's get back to the oil money. We're looking for mountain of money. And that's why the House of Reps ad hoc committee opened the public hearing on Monday. Today is the fourth day of this public hearing. On Wednesday, that was yesterday, the Chief Executive Officer of NATI, that's the Extractive Industry and Transparency Initiative, Mr. Waziri Adio, says actually the sum of $37.5 billion US was the money that was unremitted by NNPC into the Federation account between 2011 and 2014. Looks like a totally different figure from what the House of Reps were looking for. The House of Reps says they're actually looking for $17 billion, and they want NNPC, the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, and some IOCs to step forward, bring out the papers, and show them where this money really was. But Waziri Adio came in and said, look, on their own investigation, the research paper, it was $37.5 billion. $21.7 billion was what the NATI, the agency says, was not remitted as crude money to the Federation account between 2011 and 2014. NLNG dividend, that's the dividend that Nigeria gets for being a part owner of the liquefied natural gas sitting in Brass on the sea. That's about $15.8 billion US. So, NATI chief has a bit of a suggestion here to curb on that declaration of oil that are lifted, loaded onto vessels, onto the high seas and sold. It says on that declaration can be tackled by making sure that we have a command center where you have proper metering of every drop of oil in the vessel. We'll be back after the break.